Nice. Okay, we're recording.
Hi, and welcome to Loxone Recap. It's been a crazy year. A lot of cool things came, a lot of cool functionalities, products. So we wanted to gather here and discuss what Loxone made and how we advanced this year.
For sure. Yeah, we came out with a lot of new functionalities just within the software. We released a ton of new products and, in tandem, that creates a ton of new, more functionalities. So we're really excited. I think we had an awesome year. We had 2 main releases, but we were steady throughout the year releasing various software updates or even hardware sometimes. So we thought we'd just kind of recap everything in case you missed something or you had any specific questions about any of the newer stuff. So overall this year, I think my count was relatively accurate, but we have at least 14 new function blocks. We came out with 8 new devices and 5 new audio specific features.
Yeah, and on that point, I think 14 function blocks is a little light because I feel like some function blocks improved, like a lighting controller, and other ones got more functionalities. So I think the functionalities grew more than those 14 that we are going to talk about.
Definitely. That 14 number are explicitly new blocks. They're, as you were mentioned, tons of existing blocks definitely got either, updates or maybe new inputs or outputs to make the functionality even greater. So it's pretty cool. So I guess to kick things off, our first, new thing of 2022 in March, we finally added our Quadrone speakers onto the market. We recently acquired the speaker company Quadrone. I know Igor can speak a lot more to them.
Yeah, the Quadrone really elevated the level of our speakers. They have the same design as our previous and size-wise, but the functionality and the sound quality improved 50% or more. There truly are great speakers for any Loxone project. And if you haven't had a chance to hear them, they're a game changer of how good our speakers can be.
Yeah, and recently Igor and I installed 2 wall speakers right next to the TV in our showroom, and they are loud.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Yeah, I personally have the in-ceiling speakers in my home, and I only put 1 speaker per room just because they're so good. You don't need that many speakers to fill a room with good music, and not only the level of the music, but also the quality. It has really improved.
So yeah, that's been cool. I guess acquiring a company with the experience of all of this speaker stuff, over the years, they are really improving our game. I know we have some cool plans and lots of stuff to come. So this was the start of the year, and this has been awesome for us so far.
Yeah, and to speak on Quadrone, they're a great team, and they have their own in-house engineering team that designs these speakers to very less detail to give you the most best quality for optimal price.
Yeah, absolutely. So in April, we officially announced our works with Apple HomeKit. Igor chuckles. I was a huge fan of this. I'm a big Apple fan. I have pretty much every Apple device,
and I don't have a single Apple device to my name. My wife has them, but whenever I pick them up, I have no idea to use. So every time I have an Apple question, I'm like, Jason, can you help me with this? What do you press to go back? How do you control the screen? So, but it's really cool function. We added here in our show space, and Jason has taught me over the past couple of months how to use it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's our developers made it super easy to set up, and it's pretty simple to control it with voice commands. Ultimately you can control any sort of switches, blinds, lights. You can turn music on and off. Some more I'm sure I'm forgetting, but it's pretty simple. I find myself using the voice control of Siri to turn things off here and there. It's it's a little gimmicky, sure, but it's pretty cool.
So you have a lot of the Siri stuff in your home, and
I do.
how do you use it in your home conjunction with Loxone?
What I mainly use are I have a couple of the smart sockets, and I ultimately just set up some lamps to turn on and off. It was the HomeKit, the way Apple works, they're very private, so you can't see HomeKit devices inside Loxone config. You can see Loxone config functions inside HomeKit. So I was able to work around it, and it works pretty cool. It works well, but that was exciting. One thing that I thought was really cool about this release is I think usually partner coach and stuff, we kind of get a good idea of what's coming out in the near future or even months to come. But I feel like the HomeKit was kind of a little bit of a surprise, at least to me.
Yeah, it popped up all of a sudden. I know behind the scenes, our developers are working really hard to bring us the best integration and the best products, and yeah, they outdid themselves this year. We're really proud of the team, and yeah, I wish I could use Siri more, but
Yeah, I know this is just a testament to our partners and our customers always wanting more integration, more features, and with so many people and their iPhones, we thought that Siri was definitely a good, at least, starting point for that. So
yeah,
developers did a good job.
Yeah, Apple is one of is the top on the market. So having those corporations with the team companies that are on the top is better for us and our partners, and it just shows you the level that Loxone is aiming for.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, like, one thing I thought was cool about this was not a major release in the sense of it wasn't, one of our release for the year. This just was a feature that came out for free.
Yeah, it was a gift.
Yeah.
So we had more than 2 releases in a year. We had gifts that kept on coming throughout the year.
So yeah, HomeKit I was definitely a fan of. So after that, in May, we actually got a little upgrade to our analog input extension. Aside from the 0 to 10 volt inputs, you now can have 4 to 20 milliamp hours inputs, which is just a cool little hardware update in case you use that. From my understanding, I think that's more of like an industrial or commercial sensor sort of.
Yeah, a lot of different temperature sensors and for homes. I mean, not as much in US, but in Europe, homes will be using that to get temperature sensors of the water coming from the boiler back to the boiler, floor heating, so forth. But it's again, it's a product that has a really big range of possibilities, and a lot of it is for US and commercial, which is exciting for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Also in May, our internal services, I guess, they worked really hard and totally redid the partner portal, which I think was awesome. This was like when we first implemented this, the whole change of look, but throughout the year, there has been a number of changes and additions to this partner portal to make your life easier as the partner. So this has been, I think, really cool, whether it's just to view your invoices or orders or submitting tickets, or even applying vouchers for special discounts. The portal, I think, has been really, really, really cool. And, we're trying to make things as easier for you as possible on your end.
Yeah, the partner portal for our customers, it's a way to have an overlook of their whole life with Loxone.
Yes.
Be it the orders they placed, finding out tracking the issues, not that there's that many, and so forth. We try to give you an overlook, and it's going to expand the ability to create your own almost the website with us came out inside the partner portal. So there's a lot of things that it's going to be expanding, and now the vouchers, so new product vouchers for our partners and so forth. It's a growing thing, and again, kudos to our team, internal team who worked on it tirelessly, because it was a big undertaking.
Yeah, we definitely want to, make, as I said, your life is as easy as possible. So if we could streamline, whether it's creating tickets, whether it's finding your previous orders, whether, as Igor said, it's creating your own kind of nested website within our on Loxone.com. So that's one feature that was added with this that is, I think, really cool. On our partner search tool, you have the opportunity to kind of create your own website. So you can, set up links to your own social medias or your own websites, but you have the opportunity to add pictures or references of stuff
projects you've done. Yeah. And our partners already started doing it.
Yeah.
Thank you for the ones who are adding their references. Because it's a benefit for us and it's a benefit for you. If you can point to a reference project you've done with Loxone, your potential customers can look at it and see how cool they are.
Yeah. And like I said, we added this or redid the partner portal in May, but throughout the year, I know there's been tons of additions and changes, and we have, more stuff to come. So, again, we are always trying to make things better for you guys. So that was really cool as well.
So use it.
Yes, for real. Yeah. So that brings us to, well, almost. So actually on June 1st, our mini server turned 12 years old. So that's something I thought I'd highlight. And I mention it in all the trainings I do. I'd love to mention it. The very first mini server. So that mini server that turned 12 in June 1st. Literally older than the name mini server. It was called Lox Live at first. It's still up and running today, and it's running the current software. So that is something that we love, that we will never stop supporting older devices. The very first device ever, in Loxone history is still up and going, and it's running, our current up-to-date software. So that is something that is very important to us. And, I'd highlight that in 12 years.
Yeah, it was good. I wish we got a piece of that cake.
I know the cake is awesome.
Yeah, but it's really cool, and it stands to show that we're trying to provide the best products in the industry. We're trying to provide the products that last, and you don't have to replace and update them every 3 years because there's a new software, new firmware version. We try to make it as backward compatible as possible.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, like I said, that brings us to our first major release of the year, our hospitality release.
Yeah.
And this was awesome. This was huge. We kind of realized a lot of the needs for this because of our upcoming campus, which we're going to talk about briefly.
Yeah.
But we came out with a lot of new functions, 2 new major products, I would say.
Yes. Yeah, and so, as some of you know, Loxone is creating a new campus in Austria. Actually, go to. Oh.
There we go.
So it's this beautiful campus in Kollerschlag, Austria, connected to our old campus, and it's going to have a ton of new features. It's going to have a hotel. Oh, let's see what it's going to have. Yeah, it's a close to $60 million investment. We wanted to create something that is like a capital of automation in Europe.
Yeah.
So it's to show everyone that Loxone's not a startup anymore. We are over there. We're the top of the cream in Europe, and going to be around the world.
We are investing in ourselves. It's not something we're trying to, just live in for the next, couple years.
Yeah, exactly. And what you can see is in the background, the rectangular shape, that's, our old campus. And that was built, I believe, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, and they were like, "You're crazy. That's too big for you." And now look at what we're building now. We're growing and we investing back in ourselves. So this campus will add 350 new jobs to Loxone. It's occupying 20 acres of space. A lot of it is green, as you can see. Warehouse and logistics center of 75,000 square foot. You can't actually see it. But it's in the back, a huge rectangle under the grass, which is gonna have all of our products from where it's gonna ship.
Yeah,
it's really cool in person. We're gonna have 82 hotel rooms for conferences, for people to come in and do trainings. Mm-hmm. Hey, you're going to Europe, you have to visit the home of automation, Loxone, in Upper Austria. It's a must. restaurant for I think it was 300 or 600 seating.
That blew my mind. I did not know it was that big.
Yeah, there's going to be a restaurant inside that's going to be for not only the employees but people coming in.
It's the Glorious Bastards.
Glorious Bastards, yeah.
Chain over in Europe, I believe.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. The auditorium, that's my favorite part. So it's that domed feature over there. You see a large glass pane glass. It's going to see 300 people, and you can actually drive a car in there. They made it so the slope of the floor going from the parking garage to that auditorium can not too great, so you can drive an F-150 F1 car in there. So yeah, maybe Red Bull will come and do an events or something. I don't know, I'm just guessing, but it has the ability to your ability to drive cars in there. So it's not only for us, it's to host events, host other people. We're creating a hub for future of automation.
It's not only cool to look at, but it's also proof that Loxone works, and to the size of a campus.
Oh yeah, and back to the topic. So the campus is another webinar for another 45 minutes. But we wanted it all to be controlled with Loxone. So it created challenges for our developers to create products and create solutions for hotels, for restaurants, for large spaces, and that's what they've done, and that's what drove the hospitality release.
Yeah, absolutely. Both from the device standpoint and also some of the features that were added alongside the software as well. So just some pictures as you were talking about. This will be the lobby of the hotel. Again, 82 different rooms, as you can imagine. That's a lot of different functionalities, a lot of different features. This was definitely a big driving reason for the hospitality release. I think there's a picture. Yeah, and here's a picture of the auditorium. I believe the Quadrone engineers helped design
the speakers that go in here to create the most acoustically perfect room.
Yeah. So we are super excited. I believe our colleagues over in Kohlerschlag moved in
into the offices. Yeah, it's not 100% open yet, but we're seeing pictures of them sitting in new offices, and we're excited because hopefully soon we're going to visit them.
Yes, definitely, hopefully soon. So this is one of the, I think probably the major release of the hospitality release, the newest member of the mini server family, our mini server compact. So this is something that's really cool, and I think a game changer for those projects that are going to require lots of functionality or lots of devices, but you really have limited space in a panel or something like that. The compact is essentially the best of all of the Loxone mini servers kind of combined. It's got the advantage of our typical mini server with the inputs and outputs. It has the tree branch built on there. It has digital inputs and digital outputs. It's got the coolness of the mini server Go, where it's smaller. It's 6 DIN units instead of the 9 of the mini server, and it has the built-in airbase extension.
Yeah, but it's still DIN rail mounted. I love that it has 3 turbo in it. Because sometimes in the smaller projects, especially like hotel rooms, and that's what drove this, you only need 1 or 2 speakers, so you don't need all of those speaker outputs on the audio server, but you still want to get the audio experience, not only for music, but for notifications and everything else. That's why this is perfect. You just add a stereo extension, 1 or 2 speakers, and you have a solution.
Yeah, so rather than a mini server and an audio server taking up an entire row in your panel, the mini server compact takes up 1/3 of that. You can add 1 tiny little stereo extension, and then you have your speakers. So the compact is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and it still has the tree and still has the link, so
it's still expandable.
It's still expandable, exactly.
And one thing that's absolutely crazy about the mini server compact.
Mhm.
That yeah, is the link interface. What we use to add our extensions. The mini server compact actually inside Loxone config, you can select whether you want to use that link interface as a link interface or a tree branch.
So you get 100 devices
Yeah.
or 30
Or,
extensions.
yeah, 30 extensions. And,
Yeah, so it's really cool. Makes it very flexible. So if
Yeah.
you do have a room where you don't need any extensions, but you do have over 50 tree devices, it's best solution.
Yeah, absolutely. If you had no need for extensions, you could have 100 tree devices and 128 air devices with just this.
Yeah.
Then, go ahead, add some stereo extensions and you can have speakers and all that. It's absolutely crazy.
And it'd be a really big hotel room.
Yeah, right. It would be a big hotel room.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the compact is super cool. I think it's mostly useful for those projects where you have the need for lots of functionality in a small space. But it can be more than a okay solution for a whole house if need be. And it's nice about it that the price point is kind of in between the mini server Go and the compact, so it makes sense for a lot of cases. So this was probably the biggest thing.
I wish I knew about it before I bought the mini server Go, but maybe I'll just buy another one.
There you go. Right, exactly. That's the spirit. But yeah, I mean, this is super duper cool. We're very excited about this. The next thing that came out in this release, which arguably these two they'll happen half.
Yeah. Yeah, this is another game changer, and what drove this product is also hotel rooms, because think about it, person comes to a hotel room, they may not know about the Loxone standard yet. They may want simple way to control the ventilation in the room, the heating, the cooling, lights. So you have a device which can be up to 12 buttons, including 2 up and downs to control all aspects of the space, be it a hotel room or a large room in your home where you have a big kitchen, a living room, dining room, all combined, and multiple functionalities which you want to control. So great tool.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's awesome for those the hotel specifically, because as Igor mentioned, the touch is perfect. That's really all we need. But if you don't know how to use it, I don't necessarily think you should be expected to learn how to use it if you're staying in a hotel for a night or two. So that, I think, was reason number one. I think it provides a really cool opportunity to create some sort of control device that is more specific to something. Be careful. I've definitely worked with tons of partners since we released this that want to add these absolutely everywhere, and that kind of defeats the purpose of Loxone a little bit.
I'm still struggling. I have a location where I want to add this, and I'm still struggling on the design. And it's been 3 months till 3 months where I'm going back and forth what I want, because what happens is you can get up to 12 buttons. So you're like, I want all of those buttons, but at the same time, sometimes the smaller, the more minimalistic design, like you see on the screen, it's where it's at. This is to control let's see your HVAC unit, and you can just have temperature and fan speed on and off. What else do you need? Yeah, you can add other functionalities to it, but sometimes less is more.
I always tell partners that when I'm helping them design these, less is more. It's at the end of the day, if you put 12 buttons on one of these things, put on the wall, how is that really all that different than a whole line of switches? Yeah, it looks nicer and has a little display, but you're gonna walk over to the wall and you're gonna be squinting your eyes trying to figure out like what button I had to press again.
Exactly, and we made the same mistake. So
yeah,
we it was actually a funny story. We got to plan it before we actually knew 100% all of the tips and tricks and the thought behind it, and we actually didn't plan the best ones.
No, so, I think 1 out of 5 of them is good.
One of the one by the door.
Yes, exactly. The other 4 are okay.
They're okay, but we try to maximize how many things we fit on this cool 12-button things, because we want to control this and this and this, and it just keeps growing. But really cool. Just like all of our touches, it has the humidity and temperature sensor. It fits in the same bracket as the NFC code touch and the intercom. So actually we have a triple mounting bracket, and some partners are using it as access. So selecting which apartment to dial and using the intercom and the NFC for MDU access for multiple unit access.
This definitely changed the game for a couple things like that. Of course, I just wanted to highlight we have a whole online configurator. So as Igor mentioned, you could add up to 12 unique icons, like as you can see in this 12 doorbell button. And then we have these up and down arrows that are optional to show. That's not included in the 12 buttons. So you could have something as simple as 1 or 2 or 3 buttons, or you can have 12. We have a couple pre-made templates, which is really cool.
Yeah.
To just either give you inspiration or even just to use. I think a lot of them for like a hotel room or whatnot are very generic and can fit a lot of projects. But of course, you can also start from scratch, choose a layout, choose white, anthracite, tree, air, and all that stuff. So it's
all
cool.
I have to say is when you are making it, contact your partner coach.
Yeah.
We there are tips and tricks, and we can work with you. It's a cool thing, but I feel like it could be dangerous.
Yeah, definitely.
And it could be even, you know, a stopping point, because you may get caught and take too much time designing it and overthink it. So the partner coaches are there to help you definitely to design it.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's I tell people that all the time. Please. Even if you just want me to take a quick look at it, like I definitely have some experience.
Yeah, because it's custom etched on the glass, so you can't return it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of those
So
things
if you misspell something, and yeah, you
right.
you have to live with it.
Hope we can see it first.
Yes,
So,
there is a spell check inside of it, but still, you don't want to mess it up.
yeah, exactly. Plus, I like to design. They're fun. Configurator is cool. All right. So in addition to that, we came out with a ton of stuff in the software.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the config 13 was a very big update. So you can see I have listed over there on the right. So starting up at the top, the API connector was a really unique addition.
Yeah.
Ultimately, the API connector is a way for devices to communicate with function blocks through this API connector. This is how we have the Touch Pure Flex control all the different functionalities. This is how we have a number of devices like NFC code touches and intercoms and stuff like that. And using this API connector, we've also added some newer functionalities, which we'll talk about at the end once we get to December. Something new that we just released, so that'll be is using the API connector as well. Next, we have the Multiplicator project, and this is something.
This is really cool.
This is something that we realized because, again, of our campus and specifically the hotel room. Ultimately, this Multiplicator functionality is a way to program a number of mini servers at the exact same time. So if you can imagine our 82 rooms in the hotel, you know, they're probably not going to be all the same 82 exact layouts, but there's going to be a handful, you know, maybe a 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, a suite, I don't know. But in this instance, you can see if there's 4 different types of rooms, we can actually select that we want to save this project to all of these mini servers, or we want to update this mood or this setting to all these mini servers, rather than having to, you know, copy and paste this file and connect to each mini server individually, one after another. Now we have the opportunity to do this all at once, which is awesome.
I sometimes like silly math problems. So how long does it, and you've done it so many times, how long does it take you to program the showroom?
With auto config, seconds, you know, I mean, realistically like 15 minutes after I make my adjustments.
So yeah, let's say 10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes. So I mean, if you do it for 82 hotel rooms.
Yeah.
So that,
keep in mind, yeah.
And that's
doing this regularly.
Yeah, and this is coming from a person who does it twice a month just for fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, you take 82 times 10. That's
820 hours.
That's 820 minutes. I divided by 60.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of hours. I'll use a calculator. Divided by Yeah, that's 13 hours.
Long
That's
day.
that's 2 working days for somebody sometimes.
Yeah.
If you take more than 10 minutes, it's 2 working days. So if you
Why
think
not do it
about
once
you do it once.
with the multiplicator?
So you have a 100-room hotel room, 3 days of programming or this.
Yeah, of course, we have, this is not, of course, we would still have to go to room A, B, C and learn in the specific devices, but we could have all of the configuration completely set up. All we have to do is learn in the devices. So this is absolutely crazy, I think, and this will help us scale up to these bigger projects with a number of mini servers. So this is something that we're eager to see more often.
It's and this is where our partners can benefit from a lot.
Yeah.
Because time is money.
Yeah,
Time matters in
absolutely.
projects. Yeah.
So this was a big update for config 13. Another thing, once again, that we realized because of I guess the hotel a little bit, but we added this new intercom trust functionality. So we had this trust communication. I'm not even sure for how long trusts have existed.
A little over a year.
But ultimately, this was to share, user information like login credentials, key codes, NFC IDs, all that stuff. But we added the ability to share an intercom across trusts. So ultimately, if we have a number of mini servers in an apartment complex, for example, we could have one intercom connected to the central mini server for the whole building, and we can have that intercom video footage streamed to the individual apartments, depending on how we want it. If we set it up with a new Touch Pure Flex or an NFC keypad to dial a specific apartment, we can dial one specific apartment and not let the other ones see this. So this is a great way to, for these projects.
Yeah, and this came out of the necessity for MDU and large projects, and a lot of our partners are starting doing it. So it was a necessity, and our developers worked hard and got it done. I mean, it's pretty remarkable. Actually, the time frame in which they did it. This is behind the scenes kind of thing, but they worked really hard and got this done really fast, and it's a cool feature and very important for larger projects.
Yeah, and in addition to sharing the intercom, you can actually share inputs and outputs across trusts, which is pretty crazy because but we know we have tree intercommunication and network intercommunication, and we can talk mini server to mini server, but this gives us the opportunity to talk from one mini server to another on totally different networks.
Yep.
I can send the information all the way over to Koleschlag, about times, digital inputs or outputs. So this is definitely creates, I think, some good opportunities. This is something that's really cool. So in addition to the multiplicator and the intercom trust, we added a ton of other new features. We added a new air diagnostics tool, which is pretty cool to visualize like your air network, to see the mesh network in action, what devices are connected to others.
I have a lot of air devices in my home. I started with a mini server Go, and I couldn't rewire the whole home, so I have a lot of air products, and it's one of the things I like to check out if all of them are optimal, and 90% of the time they are.
Yeah.
I did have to add a tree to air bridge to fix an issue, but it was to communicate with a device that was far away in the garage.
And again, it's a nice visualization for
visual tool to see what's going on and how the devices are, how's the signal bouncing around.
Right. You can see the actual specific signal strength, and you can see the path if it's connected to this device or directly to the airbase. So it's just a nice little visual tool for you. We also added this new human-centric lighting feature. So now we have this like sort of circadian rhythm.
Some people call it human-centric lighting. So adjust the light to the curve of the light of the day.
Yeah, and it's really simple. It's just a new tab added inside the lighting controller. You can have it set based off of your current location in the sun, or you can define your own values. So it's pretty cool. And with this, we actually, technically a new product, we now have a tunable white lighting strip. So rather than just 2 wires for warm white, there's 3 wires, one for cold white and warm white. So it's ultimately an LED strip that has that tunable white not full RGBW, but tunable white.
So another product. We didn't add
I
it.
didn't
You see?
add it, but
You see?
it's an LED strip.
Yeah,
at the
it's
end of the
like,
day.
hey, it's still a thing. It's still growth, and that's what we're doing, and that's what Loxone is trying to do every day.
So this, yeah, it was a new, not necessarily device, but we have a new LED strip. We added the firmware update to our RGBW dimmer to support this tunable white functionality. So this is something that was cool. One of the most, I think, underrated things of config 13 is the test commands.
It's loved by partner coaches to help partners. Yeah,
whether you are sending HTTP commands or RS-232, RS-45, the developers added this new cool test commands option. So rather than having to set up your commands, save in the mini server, and then physically send it, now you have the opportunity to just send a test command.
Yeah, it just saves time, and it's loved by partner coaches because you can actually see if the command worked, and you don't have to save in a mini server every time you change a little thing.
Exactly.
You miss one here, one there, and then you spend minutes finding it.
Right. It's one of those small things that you didn't realize you needed until now.
You see it, and it's
so
like, yeah,
convenient. It's awesome. Another big thing, and especially for us Americans here, that was good for us, is we actually kind of redid all of the namings of inputs and outputs.
Yes.
So yeah, some of our
it was struggling pains, but I think it's a good move. Loxone is a global company, and even though it has roots in Austria and with German language, we're growing. So we thought English is most commonly used language. So we decided to make it easier for our global partners, because we are expanding. We are a global company. We want everyone to fall back to language they know, or more likely to know than German.
So of course there's German partners still have access to their German config, but our inputs and outputs on the actual function blocks are just meant to be more, I guess, self-explanatory in English sense. So for example, the motion input, I know it used to be called MV, I guess would stand for movement. But now it's MO for motion, which I think just makes a little bit more sense. So it's not the biggest thing in the world. And for anyone that joined us after June, you don't have to go through the trouble of learning everything again. Took me a little bit. Some of our partners took a little bit, but I think it definitely is for the better and makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and maybe one of the things we don't have is how much we improved the documentation inside the Loxone config. So all of the functionalities of the inputs, outputs are expanded and are, I would say, are worded much better and have a lot more. There's a lot more information in each function block.
Yeah, for sure.
If you click that more information, you get a lot more information. Yeah, you get how to program it, how to wire it.
And that's been another thing that's kind of been happening internally. I know this year we've been really emphasizing trying to improving documentation. We have a specific channel within our teams for documentation suggestions, improvements, or any problems. So our support and our partner coaches are working hand in hand, trying to improve this as best as possible. And as Igor mentioned, it's very evident that we're working hard on this, because we added a lot of different things, from programming examples to wiring diagrams to little graphs to understand how the logic of the block is working. So,
and this is all to benefit our partners, you guys, because we know how to wire a mini server, but
when you talk to you, right? You call in and work with me, whatever. But I'd prefer to if you guys figure it out yourself, I'm sure that's for the best too. So yeah, we're just trying to again make your life easiest as possible. So in addition with this update, we had a big audio server update. I feel like I can hear some of our partners.
Yes, I have the same partner. I think we're thinking about the same partner. If you're listening, it's you.
But yeah, the biggest thing with this update was the added ability of dynamic grouping. So now within the Loxone app, you have the ability to change what groups of your speakers are in. So if you want to have the kitchen and the dining room play from the same source synchronously, you have that option too. So that was something that was, I think, what partners were asking for a while since the birth of the audio server.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Our developers are working hard, and if you guys ask for things, we work on them and we try to improve it. I know sometimes you may feel like you want the answer in 2 or 3 weeks, but it's a process, and we try to listen to our partners and develop things that are useful for you. So this was asked for by a lot of partners, and we created it.
Yeah, for sure.
It went to the top of the line, and it became possible.
In addition to that, the multi-line in functionality I think is super cool. In the event that you have multiple audio servers with multiple line in inputs, you have the option now to actually stream that line input to any audio server in your project. So whether you have maybe you have an audio server behind your TV here, behind your TV there, regardless where it is, you can stream to the whole house, to a room on the other mini server. So with this new multi-line in functionality, we can share that line input anywhere in the project, which I think is really awesome.
Yeah, it's probably again a little bit towards the commercial aspect.
Yeah.
When you have a lot of audio zones, a lot of audio servers, and a lot of different multi-line, then but it's still, if you have a large home and a lot of sources that you want to play and a lot of different speaker locations, then this is a great tool.
Yeah, I definitely do see partners sometimes put an audio server, and especially with this now, you can put an audio server behind a TV, like without even any speakers.
We did it.
That's, yeah,
we did it on
we put the wall speakers on there, but
yeah, but
right, to Igor's point, we installed an audio server right behind our TV and put the wall speakers up there. And if we want, we can have the rest of the showroom play off the wall speakers, or we could play the TV through the entire showroom, even though it's on a separate audio server. So that is something I think was really, really cool.
Yeah, but it was a perfect description of where we used it.
Yeah, and right. And third, and I just remembered fourth thing that was added was Spotify Connect. And what I forgot to mention is support for Spotify podcasts. Is that what you're saying?
Spotify podcast and AirPlay.
Well, AirPlay already existed.
Oh yeah.
So
well, this is
the AirPlay.
This is Spotify. This is Spotify AirPlay of Spotify. This is since I don't have AirPlay, I don't have Apple products. I use the Spotify Connect, and we love listening to podcasts. So it's awesome.
So that was like when you were talking about partners asking for this, I know people were asking for the podcast support. So that was something our developers heard, and we're like, all right, on it. Yeah. So that was something that was cool. This was a big update for the audio server, and I think would made a lot of people happy.
Yeah, it made me happy to be able to listen to podcasts in my bathroom now.
Yeah, the dynamic grouping for me was just like awesome. I'm not a Spotify guy. Me and my Apple.
Yeah, you see, and for me, dynamic grouping never was a thing, because I play the same thing inside the kitchen or outdoors. So everybody has their own different solutions that they need.
Exactly. So this was
and I feel like the audio server has been growing, and I feel like there's going to be more to come with it. I feel like there's going to be growth.
Absolutely. I can't speak too much, but I know like internally, even within the last like month, there's been a handful of tiny features that were added to our alpha versions internally here, but they're cool features. So I can't wait to see what's to come.
And it's just like the mini server. It's the growth.
Right.
Yeah. And again, we're working hard on it. We have a lot of people who are putting in a lot of hours to do this. And one of the things is I want to say is how much we appreciate all the work that they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they, I fwe were talking about this recently, like sometimes, developers and stuff working on that, they just hear about the things that are going wrong, or this bug, or why can't it do this or that. But oh man, they do such good job. I think they have.
I mean, look at look at how many devices and functionalities they created in 1 year. I mean, it's name me anybody else who's done as much.
I can't.
Exactly.
So this was our first release of the year. I say, we had the handful of products or features that came out, but this was our actual like main release. We had a big config release and a number of new products. So this is our first major release. And that was in June. Now we took a few months break, short months.
Barely,
Yeah,
barely
exactly.
you break.
Right. And our second release of the year started in October, and this was our energy focus release. So once again, we had a pretty significant update to config, and we had a very significant update to the Loxone app. And again, we had a number of new products released with this focus as well. So again, as this was the energy focus release, the majority of everything that came out was
energy. Yeah,
exactly.
And energy is a big topic worldwide right now. Europe right now is, as we all know, is getting affected a lot more than US. But since it is a global market, we're gonna feel it too in US. So it's an important thing. And one of the things I wanted to say about it, our developers are thinking about the future, not just what's cool right now and replicating. They're thinking about how we can improve to be future proof and to be ahead of the game, not just catching up. This release was in the works before the energy crisis, and we can see how forward thinking the people behind these decisions are, because this was a forward thinking update.
And right time too.
Yeah, right time for Europe. Exactly.
Yeah, so this is, the energy crisis is affecting us all. It's hitting Europe a lot harder than most of us here in the US. But having these functionalities before that becomes a major problem. Might be a little convenient.
Yeah, exactly.
So just to list a few of the new things in the new config and app, we have a ton of new meter function blocks for really any sorts of meter. We have a new load manager, a new wall function block. We have a new energy flow monitor for visualizing your energy consumption and usage and whatnot. The Loxone app, we'll talk about it, got a whole new framework. We have a whole new icon library and much more. In terms of the meter blocks, we added a number of new meter blocks, whether they are for like pulse meters or bidirectional meters.
Yeah, so if you have a PV system, you can use one sort of meter for them, a bidirectional. If you have something that is using constant energy, you can have the fixed value meter.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, it is because it's constant.
Yeah.
But it's we expanded all of it so you can get a very good overlook of your whole system and how much you're using. Andreas and Florian did a whole video about this on YouTube. Great video to watch to see how much you can save and how much overlook of your energy use you can have.
Absolutely. And whether this is just to give you a visualization or you want to,
optimize when you're using the energy, optimize when you're charging your car, optimizing when you're heating the water and so on. Yeah.
So like I said, my favorite in this bunch is the fixed value meter.
Optimizer.
We'll talk about that. Actually, I didn't include that, but we'll mention it. So the fixed value meter of here, I just think is so cool because essentially if something is using a fixed value power, you set that value, and when it's on, it's using power. When it's off, it's not. So this is a way to, if you know how much power something is used off a relay, is a way for you to realize how much energy you're using with this relay. So whether it's a light or this, I think it's really cool. It provides or for example, our heater of the warehouse back there.
Yes.
So
natural gas heaters in the warehouse.
Exactly.
We're monitoring how much natural gas we're using to heat our warehouse, and we're trying to optimize when they're on and how much energy we're using.
And this is just, adding some functionality without the need for any additional hardware at all. It's just when something is on, it's you just need to know how much power it's using. And with this function block, you can provide that functionality, which I think is really cool. In addition to the new meter blocks, like I said, we have this new energy flow monitor. And again, this is just a way to kind of visualize all of the meters in your system. in one nice user interface, in one nice visualization with graphs and statistics.
I love how it looks.
It-
It's beautiful.
Seriously, you can visualize if you're sending energy to the grid or you're
Yeah.
taking from the grid. Oh, it's so
I want to get solar energy just to have it,
Right,
just to have it in
right.
my,
yeah.
just to have a cool visualization. But yeah, it's and yeah, the app got completely redone. It's faster.
It's
It looks
much faster.
much faster. It's a lot cleaner.
I think it looks sleeker. Yeah.
Sleek design. You know, but yeah,
Yeah, it's based off a whole new framework. If you know anything about it, it's React Native.
Yeah.
But it's a testament to how hard the developers work, because really the app just it moves so much smoother and faster. It looks a lot cleaner. The whole new icon library is really, really cool. Ultimately, all of the icons, nearly all the icons from the touch.
but you can
reflex,
create your own.
You can create your own. That is something that they also added as well.
Yeah, it's very cool. I created a few for my kids for their rooms.
Yeah, me too. I've been having too much fun with that sometimes. You can add a ton. So that's something that's been really nice as well. All righty. So now we can get down to business. So this was our first product release of our energy release. And this is our new power supply and backup. This is really, really, really cool product. I think this is, I said this, I bet the last two products we talked about, but this might be the best of the year. I don't know. I think
I love all these. Yeah, I think I love this the most so far. I think it solved an issue. It solved an issue of being able to monitor all of your DC power. So again, it's back to energy usage. So now you have 7 channels where you can know exactly how much power you're using. So you know how much your tree lights are using, how much your audio server is using, and so forth. Also, the other problem is power outages. You know, if your grid goes down, you can hook up a battery to it. So now, and with functionality, you can reduce how much light you're putting out to have those batteries last longer. So a great product, fits in the standard panel.
I think that's huge too.
That's huge. So you don't have to have the larger the power supply panels for this. So I love this. This I can't wait to install it in my home.
Yeah, so we're very excited about it. It's a 40 amp power supply, so it's taking the place of 4 of those big 10 amp ones. So it ends up, I think, paying for itself.
Oh, I'm gonna grab one. We have a 10 amp power supply here.
Nice, yeah.
I brought it here just to show you. So this is a 10 amp power supply, the depth and the width, and this is 40. So yeah, doesn't compare.
Right. So I mean, like price wise, it's pretty comparable to 10 or to 4 10 amp power supplies.
But you're saving space. You
save-
have fused. Each channel is fused.
Each channel is fused. Of course, you have the functionality of all the monitored outputs. If you have that battery backup functionality, great, you have that built in. But the fact that this fits in your panel, the fact that you have the monitored outputs, I think is
and this is a cool fuse tool built right into it.
Yeah, they really thought of everything.
They thought about everything. So the fuse tool it sits right in the front of it. It's really cool. Oh, yeah, it's okay. Oh, okay, yeah, awesome product. Again, thank you for who developed it.
Yeah. So we just replaced quite literally every single power supply in our panel with just the one, and we are still not even using how much power we have. So this is it's really cool, and it's cool to see how much power you're using. It's funny, you see you're using 200 watts when someone's in the kitchen, and then I on my phone hit all on, turn on the whole lights everywhere, and then instantly I see it jump up to 400 or 500 watts or something. So it's cool. But it's also, of course, very useful in monitoring and managing your energy consumption. In addition to the power supply and backup, this was, I would say, like our major product release.
Yeah.
We also added our new Touch Pure tree with CO2 sensor. So in addition to the standard temperature and humidity sensor, this also has the CO2 sensor. It's essentially a room comfort sensor tree, but it's Touch Pure. So that's
yeah,
cool.
and it's it's where you can minimize how many devices you have in the room.
Right, exactly.
It's, you have a hotel room where you have to monitor the CO2 to make sure the ventilation is good. You have it all in this one device: humidity, temperature, and CO2.
Right. So yeah, not a major sort of thing, but I think
I
definitely
think if you're taking away a room comfort sensor and putting this in, you probably
definitely
make more sense, less things on your wall.
So now, like we have a room comfort sensor tree sitting above a Touch Pure Flex. So we have some redundant temperature humidity sensors there. So I think this is a better bang for your buck there. So that's cool. I think this will be definitely useful. You're right.
Yeah,
one thing in the wall is better than two.
exactly.
So that was our second release, and third, which is pretty major, is our new Belimo tree and air.
Yeah, this device makes me very happy. I don't know if Belimo is a huge market leader in valve and damper motors. So they're a market leader, and our team worked with them to create this device that can control all of their MP bus devices. So all of the devices in their MP bus catalog can be controlled now with our Belimo tree and air.
And it natively, it's added into Loxone.
It's almost like a tree
device.
Yeah, so you can add a Belimo damper or Belimo valve into the Loxone config, like a tree device. It started off, they started creating templates in our
for our
library. Yeah. And then it just made more sense to have this device.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we're going to have a number of Belimo devices in the campus.
Yeah. And that's that's one of the things. Belimo is a market leader everywhere, not only in Europe, in the US. I think they're out of Switzerland, but they're a market leader. And not only the Belimo devices, also the devices that they sell their motors to. So there's other devices that they sell the hardware to that use the MP bus, our Belimo tree and air can control.
Yeah. So we're very excited about this cooperation with Belimo. We definitely have a lot more to come. I know we're thinking about cooperating on some trainings with them and here and there. The devices themselves, I know they can have up to 16 devices off just one of these, like on the MP bus.
Yeah, I think I may be wrong, but I think we're the only solution that has an air wireless control of Belimo devices. So retrofit where you have Belimo products, I think we're the only ones now.
So
I may be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure I'm not.
I was gonna say I think I've heard that, but I probably heard it from you, so I'm no backup. But yeah, this is something that I think is awesome, and again goes to show our trying to improve ourselves and cooperating with these other companies, realizing the needs for these bigger projects. I think Belimo is who you kind of have to be friends with to take care of this stuff. So we're very excited. Belimo, I know, is very excited from all that I can see. So we'll see where this heads. I'm excited about it. I know
so much.
We had a training a week or two ago, and we had some industrial HVAC people here, and they had a lot of exciting. They were super excited about this. They were showing me teaching me some stuff about Belimo's products. So we're definitely excited to see where this takes us.
Yeah, I think this is one of those door openers because now we're in the world of huge building automation, and we grew from our home automation into building and automation, and I can't wait to see what where we're headed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very excited.
Yeah. So that kind of wrapped up our energy focus release. And most recently, now that we're at the end of the year in December, this was our, I guess, last kind of sort of thing of the year that we released.
Yeah, and this is really cool. well, I believe if you sign up for our newsletter, you should have gotten a newsletter about this. It is the digital experience tour, which is it's just brilliant. All you need is a Fire Stick, plug it into your computer, download the Loxone app on the Amazon App Store, and then you can control your mini server and show the whole experience of Loxone. So
Yeah.
it's very easy to set up.
Yeah, I like to describe it as it's like a 4D video sort of tour. It's really
so
cool. When it's a video tour, when someone in the video, walks into a room and turns on the lights, your lights turn on.
Your lights turn on. Yeah, exactly. And super simple to program. We had actually our new partner coach who has not even done a boot camp training, has not done really official training yet, was able to set it up without a problem.
Yeah,
so
seriously. Our documentation team, they did an awesome job with instructions how to set it up. As I mentioned, this is actually using that API connector that I was talking about earlier. So there's really simple instructions on how to set it up. And it really is a really cool sort of experience.
Yeah, and it's a step by step. And you don't have to have a mini server to have it. You can just have a Fire Stick downloaded and just play the video. And the video is still a great tool to explain to everyone what Loxone is, what we can do.
Absolutely.
So even if you don't have a mini server, you can still show it off.
And the more you have, the cooler it is. Like if you just have some lights, awesome. If you have shades, even better. You got the audio server, awesome. Like it's just expandable. It's just a cool experience, and it's definitely a cost-effective alternative to an actual show space.
Yeah,
you can't have a show space, all you have are online, opportunities.
I installed it in my bedroom last night, in my bedroom TV, and showed off to my wife with a speaker in the bathroom playing. So it was pretty cool. Very super easy to set up. You don't have to. I think even the partners who haven't done the qualification training could set it up.
Yeah. So this is something that, again, we are just trying to do everything that we can do to help you guys be successful. We understand not everyone is fortunate enough to be able to come out here on a regular basis to bring customers to our showroom or something. And, the online virtual tour might only do so well. So now this gives you an opportunity to kind of create, your own digital or your own kind of showroom without having to purchase a whole showroom. You know what I mean? So I think this is just a testament to us doing our best to help you guys. So this is something that we're excited about. And I think was released 2 days ago, 3 days ago, last week, something like that.
Friday. It was in the App Store. The official release is today. But yeah, it works.
Yeah. So if you need any help, I doubt you will, because like I said, the instructions are there. They're super easy. But if you need any help, give us a call. We'll be happy to help you out.
It's on our website, but be careful what Fire Stick you do purchase.
Yes,
there is a limited number of devices that are
the older ones.
The older ones are not supported. So just take a look before you buy a Fire Stick, or if you can't download the Loxone digital experience tour on your Fire Stick, it's because it's not supported. The list of supported devices is on our website, and if you can't find it on our website, just give us a call.
Yeah, we'll be happy to help.
Yeah.
So that was our year of Loxone. We had a couple of other things that we left out, whether they're different, our subsidiaries from over the world opening new beautiful offices. And
I wish we had the time.
I know, right.
We can talk about it for a while, but Loxone is growing. Loxone is moving ahead at a exponential speed.
Yeah.
So, and we want you to be a part of it. We want you to grow with us.
Yes. So I guess the last thing I have for you here, I just have a few projects that
because
that were highlighted.
We couldn't do this without our partners, without you guys, and we appreciate all of the work you've done and all of the work you're gonna do. So yes, we want to show you a couple of our partners. The first three, I believe. So we had a mini server giveaway. This is one of the reasons you should check out the newsletter and watch it, because
Share. There we go. All right, here we go.
So yeah, so we had a mini server giveaway because we released a new functionality in the partner portal, which was the reference project, where you could submit your own reference projects so people can see what you did with Loxone. And one of the important things is to read those newsletters, because information like this is in a newsletter. Not that many people submitted the projects in that month, but the ones that did,
Got it from newsletter.
not everyone.
Not everyone, but
they were entered to a drawing, and we had 3 winners who submitted their projects. And yeah, we're really happy.
Yeah, so I guess the first winner was Brian from Words on Standby. I think unfortunately not too many pictures on his reference project. But this was ultimately control of an AC system, right?
Yeah, with one wire solution. Yeah.
So again, this is just something that our partner Brian has completed, and now he has this reference project on our website talking about how he controlled this. The second winner was Sebastian from what's that? Which is it's over here.
Yes, right here.
Optimal System Solutions. There we go, Sebastian.
Solution. Yeah. Beautiful diner in New York, Secaucus, New York. New Jersey, Secaucus, New Jersey. That's right on the edge.
Right on the other side.
Yeah. But this shows off that not all projects look like this. Not all projects have to be this intricate. Sometimes all you need is a mini server and digital inputs to have a great project like what Brian did.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Brian had a very successful project. He doesn't have a lot of pictures, but it was very cool way to control an AC.
Yeah. Sebastian, the restaurant did an amazing job. That just the LED strip just looks so cool. And then last but not least, we have Quadrone. And again, partner coach Evan just standing here with his partners here.
Yeah, we were lucky. We had a master training.
First ever master training.
Yeah, first ever master training. And actually, I'm not sure if our first, definitely your first. Definitely your first. And the 2 partners were here to get their mini servers.
Yeah, so that was
really cool.
Nice. Yeah, for sure. So in here we have a whole kind of overhaul of their electrical system. So I think you have everything from lights to climate and whatnot.
Yeah, they got rid of 138 switches.
It's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, so it's one of those things that you can use mini server in so many different ways to control so many different things. So it's not only about lighting. It could be about AC. It could be color lighting, music, and so forth. Yeah.
And again, I think what's cool about this is this was definitely a retrofit. I'm assuming Quadrone was not building this since 1958. So this was a retrofit project. It's not new construction. So I think a lot of people do think that as well, which is like, unless it's new construction, no way. But in this case, I'm sure he used a number of air devices and extensions to control the existing lights and whatnot. So it's a great example. The last example that I have for you guys today, we have this awesome blog post from one of our partners that worked on this project for a while now.
Yeah. And this was a long drawn out project. It was very complex. It was started before, I think, before tree technology.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
It was started before we had tree technology. So
yeah, you're right. It's a bunch of air stuff.
A lot of solutions, but here you can see thinking outside the box. You can create these wonderful projects, and this one was just beautiful, stunning Cancun home.
We got a whole little video of all the lights turning on and off.
Yeah, they used they used a lot of 24-volt lights with our RGBW dimmers, which controls, I think, 95% of lighting inside the home.
That's crazy. That is a crazy looking project. But yeah, the lighting effects and are so awesome.
And not to undermine anybody, this is just just some of the projects that were referenced. If you have projects that you did, take a picture, send it to us.
Let us know. We beg you guys.
Yeah, this is yeah, it's exciting for us to see your projects. It's exciting, even if it's a small little retrofit, or you come up with a cool way to use Loxone in your home and somebody else's home in their business to solve a problem. Let us know, because sometimes it's all about finding a solution for a problem.
And I know that we're our marketing is working on this. I think they're going to change some things at some point soon, but I was adamant about wanting it now, so I got it added. Down at the very bottom of Loxone, there's this little link to the Loxone references. And this is where these projects get selected. So it's really cool. You can filter by features or by category.
Yeah, this is really
cool. For me, I like to say, all right, let me look at our market. So Canada, Mexico, and the US. And I could see these different reference projects that have been created. So this could be your project. I want it to be your project. Again, whether it's something small or a big house in Cancun or something like that. These are just giving inspiration to partners, ultimately giving inspiration to customers that could be your customers. So this is
and showing off what you can do.
Right. So this is something that we are again adding for your benefit. And I will not stop bothering you guys to send us cool pictures of your cool projects. We'd love to see it.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So that about wraps up our end of year recap. I guess just to mention it again, throw the numbers up at the beginning. We came out with a lot this year. I think these numbers don't do it justice.
I don't think it do it justice at all. I think we need to multiply everything by 2. At least.
And this is prime example of why you don't sell hardware, because this doesn't give you the picture of how many features all this provides.
Yeah.
These new function blocks provide you an infinite amount of functionalities. These new devices are providing you so many more functionalities. So this was just, on our end, the software and the hardware. But like I said, there's so many more functionalities that are now available to you guys because of this. So we had, I think, an awesome year, thanks to you guys. And
thank you.
Our developers and our everyone on our team working hard. So we're very excited for next year.
We're excited for next year. I feel like there's going to be more very cool things to come. And we hope you join us for the journey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Call us and let us plan your next projects with all the features that we have created.
Yes, I will be jumping on all of you in the new year, trying to motivate you and get you going on projects. So I'll be talking to all of you soon, I'm sure.
Definitely.
We will make the world green together.
Definitely.
All right, everybody. I wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year.
Yes, same.
And we'll see you next year, I guess.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Have a good one.
Take care, everybody.
Okay.
And